Hi viewers, welcome to Gunji Ashok Java interview questions. Today we will discuss about solid principles. Okay, solid principles. We will discuss about solid principles. S means single responsibility. O means open closed. L means Lesko substitution. I means interface segregation. D means dependency inversion or dependency injection. This solid principle not only for Java people, any coding related people also we can follow these solid principles. Okay, any developer can follow these solid principle rules, not only for .NET and not only for Java people. Okay, we can follow these rules. You can follow the solid principles any developer to make our code. Okay, here already it is there. S means single responsibility, O means open closed, L Lesko substitution, I interface segregation, D means dependency inversion. The main aim of our solid OOPS principles are to make our code more readable, maintainable and loosely coupled. Okay, already we have OOPS principle. Those are different. Those are OOPS principle different and solid principles different. By using solid principles, we can make our code more readable, maintainable, and loosely coupled. S means single responsibility. What is single responsibility? Single responsibility means a class should have only one responsibility. A class should have only one responsibility. One responsibility means, suppose if we take this one. Suppose if we look into this class, what is this class name? Report generator. Report generator class responsible to generate XML, one responsibility, and here generate PDF. This is also one responsibility. This class is responsible to generate two responsibilities. One is generate XML responsibility, and here generate PDF responsibility. Suppose this is not recommended. This is not recommended approach. A class should have only one responsibility, that is called single responsibility. Suppose in the future, if we change anything in generate PDF method, okay, in the future if you change any changes in generate PDF method, it may impact on generate XML also, because of it is same class. Generate PDF and XML, generate XML also it is same class. That's why if we in the future, if we do any changes in the generate PDF, it may affect on generate XML also, because of this is also in same class. This way is not recommended. This way is not recommended. A class should have only one responsibility. If you want, what is recommended approach here? Class Excel report generator. This class responsible to generate XML, and this class is responsible to generate PDF generator. Okay, like this we should write the code. This is recommended approach. One class should have one responsibility only. This class responsible to generate XML, and this class responsible to generate PDF. Like that we should develop our code real time. This is about solid single responsibility. Okay, I hope you got the clarity. If you go to the second one, that is O means open closed principle. O means open closed principle. Here our code should be open for extension and closed for modification. O means our code should be open for extension and closed for modification. Example, this is one class. Suppose example is this is one class. What is this class concept here? Calculate loan interest. This is calculate loan interest. This is class name, and here car loan. This method is responsible to generate class loan, and this method this is personal loan. Okay, this class contain car loan responsibility and personal loan responsibility. Suppose in the future they introduced gold calculation also. What is for the that approach? Again here in this class we should change. In this class again like this we should write the code gold loan. Okay, actually here this class name is loan interest calculation. Here one parameter is there, loan. If it is loan, if of loan instance of car loan, calculate in 7.5. okay, loan it is loan instance of personal loan, it is personal loan, calculate 11.5 interest. If it is car loan, calculate 7.5 interest. Suppose bank people introduced gold loan also. Like for this requirement again, if of loan instance of gold loan, calculate like 6.5 interest. For that requirement we should do the changes in existing class. That is not recommended approach. In the real time, if we change existing code, that may impact in another functionality also, because of many functionalities are there in real time. If we change anything in existing code, it may impact in another functionality. That is not recommended to change in existing code. Our code should be open for extension, closed for modification. Like that too we should develop the code also. Okay, open closed means we should not touch existing code, but we can support for extension for exist code. Like that we should develop the code. Our code should be open for extension and closed for modification. Here in this approach this is not recommended, because here this class is loan interest calculation. This method is calculate loan interest. If it is if the loan is car loan, calculate to 7.5. If the loan is personal loan, calculate 11.5. Like that if you write here also, if the loan is gold loan, calculate like for this requirement we should do the changes for existing class. That is not recommended. What is the recommended approach? We can take one loan class and basic loan logic we should write here. Suppose if our class car loan extends loan, we will get that then we can get the achieve the we have to override the basic loan method, and for that logic we should multiply 7.5. like that. Public class personal loan we can take. If our requirement again bank people, if they introduce personal loan extends loan, basic loan method we will override, and that method we should depends upon our requirement, we can add our logic. Like that gold loan also we can take public class gold loan extends loan, and we will override this method, and for that logic we will extend our logic. Like that we should develop the code in real time. This is a recommended approach. We should not touch the existing code, but it is support to extend our code. Like that we should develop the code. This is in real time. Why? Because we should not touch existing code. If we touch existing code, it may impact on another functionality in real time. That is not recommended approach. This is about open closed principle. Okay, next concept is L means Liskov substitution principle. L means Liskov substitution principle. Liskov substitution principle means if class B is subclass. Okay, suppose if the class B is subclass of class A, we should be able to replace A with B without disturbing the behavior of our program. If class B is subclass of class A, we should replace A with B without disturbing the behavior of our code or program. Because of, suppose generic servlet replacing with HTTP servlet, because of HTTP servlet is subclass of generic servlet. What is the, if I replace generic servlet with HTTP servlet, what is the advantages? Because of it is subclass to generic servlet. What are the methods available in generic servlet? Those methods I can achieve, and in what are the methods in HTTP servlet? Those methods also I can achieve. Suppose in Spring Boot JPA repository also there. JPA repository. This is interface. And card repository this is interface. This is also interface. This card repository, this is super interface, JPA repository in sub interface. Suppose in the future, if I replace card repository with JPA repository, what is the advantages? What are the methods available in card repository? I can access, and in the what are the methods available in JPA repository? Those methods also I can access. Because of with subclass reference, we can achieve this interface methods I can achieve, and this interface methods also we can achieve. That is the advantages of subclass writing, replacing super interface with sub interface. Like that we should write the code. Liskov substitution principle means we should change the subclass with superclass. Superclass we will replace with subclass. Superclass we will replace with subclass, because of with subclass reference we can choose subclass method. This is interface. I am telling the example. Okay. Suppose if class A contains 5 methods and class B contains 10 methods, with subclass reference I can use 10 methods also. I can use 5 methods also. In this class A contain 5 methods. Here I can use 5 methods, and in this class B also I can use 10 methods. Suppose if I use only A class reference, I can use only 5 methods. That's why our class should support Liskov substitution principle also. Suppose in the future they introduce one more repository. Suppose XYZ repository. Suppose here Liskov substitution principle. This is interface. In Spring Boot, in data JPA, we can use this interface. It is super interface. It is sub interface. In the future, they introduced XYZ repository. This is also one interface. Suppose depends upon. So I got one requirement. In the I got one requirement. For that requirement in XYZ repository, one method I want. In that situation, I can replace JPA repository with XYZ repository, because of XYZ repository is sub interface to JPA repository. Like that, it should be support. Like that, we can write our code for HU Liskov substitution principle. This is about Liskov substitution principle. I hope you got clarity. Interface segregation. I means interface segregation. Don't force the developers to implement unnecessary methods of interface. Interface segregation. Don't force the developers to implement unnecessary methods of interface. Means, suppose if I want to, in advanced Java, servlet interface is there. Servlet interface contains 5 abstract methods. Servlet interface contain 5 abstract, like 5 methods are 5 abstract methods are there. Suppose if I want to achieve, if I want to develop one welcome servlet, suppose I will tell you here. Suppose welcome servlet implements servlet. Welcome servlet, implement servlet. When we are implementing servlet, what are the methods here available in servlet? Those methods, all methods must be override, otherwise we will get error. That's why but in servlet I want only service method only. In servlet class, servlet interface I want only service method only. But here we need to override 5 methods, either I am use or not. If you implement servlet interface, 5 methods must be override. That is the disadvantages of servlet, implementing servlet interfaces. Like that we should not write the code. That is one of the advantages. If you implement servlet interface, then it is mandatory to implement all the 5 methods of servlet interfaces. That is not recommended approach. Here so this is one interface. This interface contain Excel report and PDF report. When we are suppose if I want to use this interface, here some code is missing. Suppose class public class Excel report generator. If I implement report service, here public class Excel report generator implements report service. But here what is the method I want? Here only one method, Excel report. This method only I want. But if I write like this, this method also must be override. This method also must be override. That is like that we should not, like that we should not write the we should not develop the code. That is not recommended approach. What is recommended approach? Here we should take one interface, Excel report service, and here we should take one abstract method, and I am writing here in here Excel report generator and PDF report generator. Here here I will take one class, implement PDF report service. Only this method I am using here. If I public class, if I take one class, if I implement Excel report service, here only method I can override. Like that we should develop the code in the project, in the real-time project. Interface segregation, that is we can call it as a interface segregation. Unnecessary, don't force the developers to implement unnecessary methods of interface. I hope you get the clarity. Our next is D, means dependency injection or dependency inversion. First of all, what is dependency injection? What is dependency injection? If the class contains variables, those variables we can call it as a dependencies. Suppose this is class. This class contain int x. This is one dependency. String name. This is also one dependency. Main m. Main is a class. That is also one dependency. This dependencies are belongs to demo class. Okay. These dependencies are belongs to demo class. It is integer type dependency. This is string type dependency. This is class type dependency. Class main is a class. These dependencies are belongs to demo class. This if we initialize the suppose into x is equal 10, into name is equal, here I writing into main is equal Ashok, here m is equal new main. We are initializing these variables, then we can call it as a dependency injection. But real time it is not recommended approach. We are initializing these dependencies, we can call it as a dependency injection, but real time it is not recommended approach, because of we should do the dependency injection with the setter and constructor injection. If you here there are two ways to dependency injection. One is setter injection, other one is constructor injection. Suppose This is constructor injection. If you go to this employee 1 class, id name salary. Suppose here integer id is equal to 101, string name is equal to Ashok, salary is equal to 10,000. If I write here only, if I initialize it here only one time I can access those variables. More than one time it is not possible. If you want to access more than one time, we can do. So here constructor in the here only one here id name salary, these are one time only, we write one time only. But here with constructor injection n number of times we can initialize like this. Okay, this is, we can call it as a loosely coupling. It depends upon requirement, we can do the dependency injection, setter injection or constructor injection. Difference between setter injection and constructor injection is constructor injection dependencies are initialized while creating the object. In setter injection, dependencies are initialized after creating the object. That is, you can calculate the setter injection. In the setter injection, dependencies are initialized after creating the object. Constructor injection, dependencies are initialized while creating the object. Like this, you can do the dependency injection. I hope you got the clarity about dependency injection. We will do the dependency injection in real time with setter and constructor injection. With then it will become a loosely coupling. Like these are getter method. This is setter method. Like this we can write in real time. I hope you got the clarity about dependency injection. By following these principles, we can achieve solid principles. Any developer should follow these rules while developing the project in real time. Solid principle means single responsibility, open and closed principle, and list code substitution principle, interface segregation, dependency injection or dependency inversion. I hope you got the clarity. If you have any doubts, please do comment in this video. Bye.